Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is your post-match of Chelsea 2, Liverpool 1. Okie doke. So to say that I am disappointed with this performance, this result out of the last, the third away fixture of the week. I need to hold back and take stock, really, because I've not typed the notes here, so they've been scribbled down because I really wanted to make this video quickly. The game finished about 10-15 minutes ago, and I just thought I'd just quickly get this one out the way, off my chest, and everything like that. Look, the team Arne Slot chose was okay. He went back to old school, trusted his old midfield of last season. So, on paper, the team looked solid enough. Difference was we had Mohamedashvili in goals and Kirkis left back, and we had Isak up front. So they were the three, but generally the majority of the team had done him and us good last season because we're the champions. So, yeah, like I said, the team was good. Look, we started the first half brightly, okay, and then we just started to do our old things again, not holding on to the ball, not moving it quicker like we were in the first 10 minutes. 13 minutes, I have no idea what Maka was doing. He was playing the 6, but he came out of that and wanted to engage in a 2v1 ball with two of the Chelsea players. If he'd have held his ground, that opportunity wouldn't have happened. But we still had chance before Caicedo scored. And although Maka was one of the culprits, but I thought Virgil van Dijk was very, very poor. Very, very poor. There was no way that Caicedo was going to pass the ball to whoever was coming down on the right hand side. It wasn't Pedro. So yeah. It was what was he called? He was called Gusto. I think it was Gusto that was coming down. Milos Kerkez had him covered. Virgil van Dijk is running sideways, looking at the ball, then going to his left. He should have been square on to Caicedo, and there should have been a challenge going in there. But no, he made up Caicedo's mind by moving to the left, creating a massive gap. And that invites anybody to have a shot. That is under 18s level of error by Virgil van Dijk. And like I said, although I blame Maka for stepping out when he shouldn't have done, but Virgil van Dijk's many years of experience, he went, his brain froze, because you do not do that when I've coached centre halves, I've always said to them, do not run back towards your goal. If they're running at you, you get towards the ball, not away from the ball. But he did neither. he ran away from the ball. And do you know what? Gio Marmadashvili got a hand to it, and he would have pulled off a brilliant save. And then from that bit open, 18 minutes, Dom Slobosly, tame effort, good work done. He's tried to side foot it. He could have took a touch and then lashed it in back of the net. 22 minutes. The Achilles heel of this week, Konate, no pressure on the ball, kicks the ball straight out for a throw-in. No pressure whatsoever. 33 minutes, Bradley gets another cheap yellow. You knew that from that onset. If he's going to get another foul, that'll probably be his last foul before he gets a second yellow. And yeah, 37 minutes, we get a corner, nothing comes of it. We're bigger than them. We have no ideas from set pieces, absolutely no ideas. And we have set piece coaches. 43 minutes, probably the only decent thing that one of two things that Salah's just doing in games, passes a wonder pass to Isak. And I could see what Isak was trying to do. He was trying to guide the ball to the opposite end. Didn't get it on target. It was over. So in my eyes, that doesn't count as a shot. Well, it wasn't, was it really? Because it wasn't a shot on target. And that was our best possible move, maybe. There was a move earlier on in the half where Kirkus breaks through. Do you know what? If I was Kirkus, I wouldn't be putting it across the 6-yard box. I would be lashing it at the keep towards the goal. Anything could happen, you know. But yeah, our decision making was absolutely dog's bollocks again, wasn't it? However, substitutions are made. Vert comes on goes into midfield. Bradley. For Bradley as right back, he's off, and rightly so, because he would have got sent off. Dom has to go in to right back. I'm not so sure why we had to do that again when we had Frimpong, on the bench. Surely we could have got 45 minutes out of Jeremy Frimpong playing right back, but Arne Slot decides to put Dom Slobosly in there. And then we have a shot on 50 minutes, I think, by Ryan Gravenberch. And then on 55, well, Salah has a chance, doesn't he? And he blazes it over, not even on target. So 54 minutes, Kirkes goes off for Robbo. Not so sure if he's picked up a knock or it was tactical. 55 minutes, Konate is off, Jones is on, Gravenberch goes centre half. Now at this point I'm getting slightly concerned, because if he's taking players like that off and there's like for like players on the bench that are not coming on, this game's going to be too open for me. And yeah, so we're 1-0 down. He's made those changes. 62 minutes. Great running back from Dom. Ball goes out for a goal kick. He's asking for the ball. He gets the ball quickly from Marmadashvili. Runs, passes it to Salah. Salah passes it back to Dom. The second only thing that Salah did in that game for me. He crosses the ball in. Great touch by Alexander Isak, if he meant it, and there was Gakpo to bury the ball home. And then the cardinal sin, I thought. I've got it down on my notes here. 73 minutes. Isak off. I mean, next word after Isak off is mistake. Isak was growing into the game. He was making the young centre halves think. He was making James think. Cucurella think. He started to get more involved in the game. And then Slot takes him off. To me, that was a mistake. He should have took Gakpo off and brought Ekitike on the left-hand side, because Gakpo was absolutely dog shite today. Absolutely crap. So, 83 minutes, Mamardashvili makes two great saves. 85 minutes, we're chasing the game, but we're allowing Chelsea more and more possession of the ball. 85 minutes, he takes Maka off. Maka should have gone off a long time before 85 minutes, because he was another one that just did not get any involvement in the game at all. Passes going away. When players were wanting to pass the ball, all you saw Maka doing was that, as in, I don't want the ball. I'm not so sure why that's it. I noticed that quite a lot today. Yeah. So at that point, I'm thinking, right, Endo's coming on. Is he going to go centre half? Put Gravenberg back into midfield because we need some protection? No, he didn't. He just did like for like. That was another mistake that Arne Slot made for me. And the game is quite open. Chances at both ends. Dom Slobosite has a chance when really he should have been putting Verts in. Jones at 93 minutes has a shot over. 96 minutes, just absolute poor from us. We are not engaging the ball. We're letting them play little 1-2s. Robbo, I keep saying about his pace, he's lost it. He doesn't react quick enough. The ball comes all the way across the 6-yard box. And there's young Esteva. Finishes the ball. Robbo doesn't act quickly enough. We don't act quickly enough to engage at the edge of the box. And it was absolute piss poor of a goal. Both goals, for me, is what's annoying me about this result. We've had 3 defeats in a week, and the one at Crystal Palace last week. The one at Crystal Palace, I could look, if it wasn't for Alisson, we could have been 3 or 4-0 down. And I said we should at the second half performance, we should have got a goal. We should have got a result at Palace. We went to Turkey. Again, we should have tried a bit harder and should have got a result, because they didn't have a shot in the second half. And we were just piss poor. But today, he went back to his old guard in midfield. So let's talk about the players, shall we? Gio Mamardashvili kept us in it. Could do nothing about the goals. He's a good replacement for whilst Alisson is out. Conor Bradley he's not at it really. Picking up yellow cards, needless yellow cards. He he seems to want to play 100 miles an hour when he's going up front, and then it's taking him an age to get back. He didn't have a good 45 minutes because Garnacho, the same Garnacho that was at United, was giving him problems, and the needless booking that he picked up for bringing down Cucurella, you know what that Spanish weight is going to be about, and he fell for it. Look, I think Kirkis had a good game. He was having a good game. He kept Neto quiet. He loved that battle with him. His decision making at the other end of the pitch, could have been better. So unless he got injured, I find the decision to take him off really bizarre and bring Robbo on. Ibu Konate, just too slow. I cannot understand why we are giving him the ball when Mohamedashvili's got it. He's looking to pass the ball to him because there is no pattern of play when he has the ball. There is nothing that gives me confidence when I see him have the ball, what's going to happen. I don't see anything that's going to come of it. Like I say, he kicked the ball straight out with no pressure on him. Virgil van Dijk, I'll argue with anybody who tells me he couldn't have done anything about that first goal. Honestly, I would argue with you. But he was bad. I need to see my captain on the pitch barking out orders. I've not heard my captain bark out orders now all week. So he needs to have a reflection about his performances in the last 3 games as a captain. Dom Szoboszlai ran his legs off again. He had a couple of chances. Yeah, they were both tame. He had to go and play right back again when it should have been Frimpong or even Joey Gomez, and Endo playing centre half. McAllister. If McAllister's got a twin brother, Macca's still in Argentina with his feet up by the pool, and he sent his twin brother back to the AXA training ground and back to Anfield because he hasn't been at it, has he? And it showed today. He's, you've got to look at his positioning in the first point. If he's in that 6th position, he sticks to that 6th position. He doesn't come out and engage, and then loses it. He got suckered into it. For me, he stayed on the pitch too long. The change should have been made earlier. Salah, good ball to Isak in the first half, but in between, absolutely poor. Passes not going to players, not taking the players on. He doesn't impact the game anymore. We've had, what's that? How many games we've had now in the league, and he's not impacting. It's 21 games now without. Is it 21 games and he's only scored 5 goals now? Could be more, but no, it's not happening for me. I thought Alexander Isak was growing into the game. You can see his skills, his ability. Cody Gakpo doesn't like to give the player that's going on his outside the ball, always wants to come inside on the right hand side. He's a one-trick pony, and in the second half, he got caught out because that's what he wanted to do. He doesn't release the ball quick enough. He loses it. Robbo on one side, on the goal line, he wins the ball, and then Gakpo gets it, and it's a tame cross with his left foot. It was a hoping cross from him. Subs that came on, Jones, he never impacted the game. Endo just came on for the last 12, 13 minutes, didn't really impact the game. Wirtz had great opportunities when he was in the box. Players didn't want to give him the ball. I mean, that 45-minute when he flicked that ball onto Salah should have buried it. It wasn't even on target. And he's smiling. You know, if that was me on Sunday League and I'm on that park, I'm giving him pelters. I don't care what he's done in the past for us. I want things to be happening now from one of our most experienced players. Robbo, look, I thought Kirkis was doing all right. Unless Kirkis pulled up with a knock or something, an injury, I can understand the substitution. But Robbo did some decent things going forward, but defensive mind, likewise, you're going to get the same with him. If he loses the ball, he's not going to react in the crucial areas or when it happens. And it showed, that him and Gravenberch were playing on Cucurella, left foot cross, right the way across. Robbo could see that. Robbo should know where Estevan is. Too slow. 2-1, But for me, nobody wins anything on the 4th of October, I know. But you can give your true assessment on players and the manager. And my assessment on Slot today and his coaches today, the game was there for the taking. Their centre-halves were dropping down like flies. Yeah, he went like for like. He should have kept Isak on. And he should have kept with TK. I would have took Salah off and put Chiesa on the right-hand side because Salah was giving us nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a moan because we've lost this game and we should not have really lost it. We should have been creating chance after chance. We should have been better at our set pieces. That isn't their, best side by a mile. Yet they've spent nearly £1 billion on players. And he said he's got 8-9 players out. Look at the way he celebrated. And he got sent off, their manager. Yeah. And Arne Slot will have to reflect on this. I hope he's not going to Ibiza for the next 2 weeks. I hope he's not watching the videos of this week. And he needs to get it sorted out because it's easy to get into a rut, and not pull your socks up. It's dead easy. I've done it as a player. It's happened to me as a manager. You need to get out of it and you need to sort it out pretty sharpish. Players like Dom Slobosly should not be burning himself out if others are not doing it around him. Again, he's been asked to play in 2 different positions when it shouldn't be the case if we have players on the bench who play in those positions. So this one's on Arne Slot. Constructive criticism by me. You can disagree with me and we can have a discussion. Leave me a comment. Tell me whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong. I've already said that nobody wins any trophies on the 4th of October. But we need to get this sorted out pretty rapidly. Otherwise, you can see a downward trajectory, and that's not what I want to see. You know, I believe in the players that we bought in. I just think that, you know, we always say give it 10 days just to see where Liverpool are. Sorry, 10 games, not 10 days, 10 games just to see where Liverpool are in the standings. Well, we're not far off that, are we? And it doesn't look pretty after this week's performances. So we need to get a grip. I've not listened to Arne Slot's interview, but I will be doing after this. And yeah, I'll be watching the game back again tomorrow. Okay, it's obviously the international break, isn't it? One other shitty 2 weeks of Liverpool having to wait for Liverpool's next game. The beauty of that is that we are at home against Man United, who are lousy away from Old Trafford. We'll have to wait and see what players are available after the international break. We don't get no injuries. And I'd like to see a response, not only from Arne Slot, but the players as well. I will be doing a couple of videos in the international break, believe it or not. One of the videos is going to be about Liverpool's claim of stopping the ticket touting and how many bans that they've given out. So I'm going to delve into that more deeply, and then I'll do a video midweek about that. It is something that grinds me when I can't get tickets. Not just me, but true Reds, and the tourists still coming into Anfield. You know, rather than the true supporters who want a ticket. And you know, we'll be talking about the long-standing season ticket holders who give their tickets to others, rather than going back into the club and then it's redistributed that way. Okay, give me your thoughts about this. What do you think? How do you feel? And if you like this video, give us a like. Please share it. If you're watching this video and you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. That'll be absolutely brilliant. Let's get more of you involved at Up the Reds TV, and let's grow the channel together. Okay, as I said, that's enough from me. I'll digest the interviews, and I'll speak to you midweek when I make another one. Okay, enjoy your Saturday evening best you can, and rest of your weekend, and I will speak to you midweek. Up the Reds.